and 2,500 volume points. So you can choose your language below. So you make sure that you get the translation you need to get the details of this amazing Zoom. So we are, me and Nikolai, and we're going to be the MCs for tonight. And we're going to present you with some amazing people. We have the most unbelievable training with Sarah Green, and we have two amazing panelists who are going to share a lot of amazing stuff with you guys. So first of all, we'd like to introduce ourselves a little bit. So we are me and Nikolai. We are originally from Denmark. We live in Spain now. And before Herbalife, that is 21 years ago, I was a young officer in the Air Force. The reason why I joined Herbalife was because I wanted to earn a little bit extra income next to my job, because I wanted to study. But then I met the Herbalife opportunity, and I fell in love with the royalty idea of building an amazing business with freedom, both in time, finances, but also in geographics. So, and down the road, I met this incredible lady sitting next to me.
Yeah, and I met Herbalife 19 years ago. I was a young girl, no education, no dreams about my future. I was packing milk in the middle of the night, and then I have a coworker who was drinking this shake every single night, and I'm so grateful for him because he bring his shake to work. So I ended up in a Herbalife meeting, and for the first time in my life, I just felt that I belonged, that I was a place for me. I just fall in love with the vision, with Herbalife, with everything, the marketing plan, and it's been an amazing journey. And actually, 6 months of starting the business, I quit my job. And then I have been doing Herbalife ever since, and it has been an amazing journey for us. And we will talk about the marathon today because we are quite excited about the marathon. And for us, the marathon is a strategy for building royalties in our business, and every DMO is going into the marathon. So our team is doing a lot of different stuff. Some people have clubs, some people have centers, some people do roadshow, some people do the wellness iteration, some do some kind of training, the fit challenge or fit club and so on. So it doesn't matter what people are doing as a DMO, but everything goes into the marathon, and that's quite exciting that people can do what they love to do. Because before we start working with marathon as a strategy, our biggest challenge in the past was that we were like hunting new first line customers all the time, and the customers was not staying that long, so they were only customers for maybe 1 or 2 months, and then we have to find new customers all the time, and we only was getting really few referrals, and it was a struggle. So it was like tough job all the time to go out and find new all the time. So a little key parts of our story in numbers. Actually back in customers. And we qualified president team in 19, built it a really stable business, and have collected our bonus ever since. So it's quite amazing. And then we had some years that was a little confusing, as you know, everybody. And we starting to learn about the marathon from Russia. And we saw the videos, and we learned about the marathon, and we started to implement it, but as a following up tool, not as a strategy, but we actually use it as a following up tool. And then this last September, we started to do it from only for following up to a strategy in our business. And as you can see, I will show you our numbers has completely changed from we had it as a following up tool to had it as a strategy in our business. As you can see, we started with a few captains, a few assistant captains, to now where we have a lot of teams, a lot of captains, and a lot of assistant captains. So it's a big difference since we changed our way of using the marathon, because we had the same flow from 15, and we still use the same flow from back in 2015 where we designed this flow. We did a little change in 2021 when we implement the marathon, but we had it as a following up tool. So we asked the customers if they want to join the marathon. It was not like every customer have to go into the marathon. So it was not the whole team. It was just some people in the team use it as a following up tool, but not as a strategy. And we decided to change that back in September to make marathon our strategy of the way we are working. So now it's not a question. Every customers who's starting at us, they are going into the marathon, no matter where they come from. Is it a will inspiration, roadshow, some training? They will all start as a player in the marathon when they start on the Herbalife Breakfast program. And then we have the next step is assistant captains. So we bring in referrals. They will go to the Herbalife Opportunity Meeting, and the people that want to join the business, we help them to become captains. So everything we do is around marathon right now. Every step in our flow is marathon. Before it was only a thing we did to keep our customers to do the following up. Now we use it as a strategy to build our royalty. It's a completely other way of thinking about the marathon. I have been doing a quite big difference in our way of building the marathon. So the transition from an old strategy to a new strategy, it takes time, and it's normal because sometimes we lack of patience. We want like the results was yesterday. So sometimes our lack of patience is like getting in our own way. So it's about to be patient. We made the decision that this is what we're going to do the next 5 years. We are soon 1 year into the process. So we have 4 more years to go of doing it with the strategy of marathon. But we can also be, what is that called? Patience, not impatient.
Not patient.
Not patient sometimes. So it's normal because many people, they have, you know, this bright, shiny object syndrome that every time they see something new, they're seeing exciting, then they change all the time. So every time they start a new strategy, they maybe only do it for a few months. Maybe they do it for a year and then they say, oh, maybe it's not for me, it's not working. And then they go in another direction. But in our experience, it takes time. It takes years to master a new strategy. So that's why we committed for 5 years of doing the marathon every single month, week, and year. So it takes time to change the way you're talking, to change your language, because now we are talking the marathon language. And it takes some time. Sometimes we also like saying it at the old language. So it takes time to get it as a habit, to say stuff like you're talking the marathon language. It takes time. So everybody starts as a player in the marathon. So we actually take the pin off in the marathon. Nobody has the world team pins, the get team pins, the millionaire team pins, or the president's team pin. We take the pin off and then we build the business as supervisors again. So we build it with marathon. So everybody, when we started to do the strategy of marathon, everybody started as a player and built their way up as assistant captain and captains and so on. So they have been through the process with the marathon. So everybody starts as a player. And then we implementing marathon in everything we do. And it also takes some time to implement it in everything we do. So the Herbalife Opportunity Meeting, we talk about the marathon. Every time we do some training in each level, it's about marathon, how to bring people in, how to bring referrals, and so on. So everything we're talking about, everything we do, we speak the language of marathon. So it's a training culture. And it takes time when you change, okay? Some of you guys have maybe do the marathon for a long time, but some of you guys maybe just started the marathon a few months in. And just so you know, it's normal. It takes time to create the culture, the language, so people, they follow, people understand. And now we start seeing some really exciting results from speaking the marathon language really since this September.
Yeah, so 2 key messages from this beginning. Number 1, see marathon as a royalty building strategy. Please write that in your notes. Marathon is a royalty building strategy. And next, you need to put in some patience. You need to give it time to develop yourself, develop your skills, but also develop your organization in the marathon direction. So last month, we had this amazing Marathon Academy with the king of marathons, Leon Weisbein, 70K founder circuit. It was so amazing, so many details, and I just loved the content. And he mentioned this, the magic of understanding the rules of the game. First of all, a marathon is 2 shakes a day. It is 2 detox or focus days per lap. It's 2 laps per month. It is 2 orders per month. It takes 2 players to become an assistant captain, and it takes 2 teams to become a captain. So in order for this momentum to come, to go, and to thrive your business and develop your royalties, you need to be consistent in the way you bring in new people, new players in your marathons. So that's why he suggested that we do 2 hours a day to invite new people into the marathon, into the community, into the valuable content of being part of the marathons. And that will bring 2 new players / customers for our, there's differences in countries and there's differences in ways of seeing the business. And today we're going to talk about how we do the business, right? And you can take some notes, and if it fits, perfect. If it's not fitting, perfect, all right? But we have decided that in order to enter our marathon, our players need to be customers. They should minimum use shake, tea, and aloe. That's why we call them customers and players. This is the same thing, because then we focus on our efforts on those people who deserve the value and deserve the time. So understanding these rules of the game, if you bring 2 new players every week, you will of course have 4 new players per lap, because there's 2 laps every month. And that will create every month 8 new players. That is 1 new team. So 4 new players per lap will minimum create 1 new assistant captain per lap. And this is what you want to do. You want to bring your players to become assistant captains. And as me just said, to become captain with 1 team and captain with 2 teams, right? So you develop your business. That's why you can predict where you want to go in the future. We're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to grow our business, just for your inspiration. We know exactly what to do to aim for the Champions Cup 50K. That is our goal. But whatever goal you have, you can do the math according to the marathon. So when you create 1 new team per month, that means you create every second month 2 new teams. Hope this makes sense. And if you do this, now we got balloons. And that means that every second month you create a new captain. And a captain with 2 teams is the same as active supervisor as a minimum production. So that means that by doing the game, by playing the game of the marathons, then you can develop 6 new active supervisors per year if you do this. So this is very interesting. And sometimes we get these kind of questions. So yeah, I understand the math, but what if I'm not able to build 6 captains per year? Let's say that you do half of that. Let's say you do half. So then you create 3 captains per year. That is 3 new active supervisors first line every single year when you're doing the marathons, So what does this mean? In EMEA, Herbalife EMEA, there's a lot of different statistics. But what we know for a fact is that if you have 3 frontline active supervisors, there is a big chance that you are also creating 1,000 royalties. That is global expansion team level. So if you have 3 frontline active supervisors, aka captains, then you will be quite sure to qualify 1,000 royalties. That is a new global expansion team production. And what does this mean? Yeah, if you look in your 5-year plan, by doing this simple thing, now we don't talk about your team and your organization doing the same, but you do this on your own as a captain, as a leader for your team. You show the way, because in Herbalife, we have 2 types of people building royalties. We have those who are earners, those who has a nice business and they just collect their bonus and royalties, and it is beautiful. But we also have in this case, you guys, the leaders, the ones who are doing what needs to be done, putting in the action and the effort day by day, month by month. Now, if you do this and create every single year 1,000 royalties on top of what you already have, then you can do the math quickly. So in 5 years, you have built a new Get 2.5 organization. And when you do this, I promise you, your royalties will take off. And as me just said, it will take time. To build marathon as a strategy will take time. That's why we do a 5-year plan. Why a 5-year plan? And we are now about 9 or 10 months into that strategy. We changed in September last year, and we have seen a few results, but not like the biggest ones. But now we see some very nice tendencies. When we do a zoom in 1 year, I promise you the numbers will be very, very different. But what we see now is about 50% of all new customers are referrals. And this is a big change. Because in the past, we've developed one customer. Now we do one customer who brings two, one customer who brings two. So we have a lot more referrals going on, a lot of more royalty building. And that also gives this perspective that the average time frame from a new distributor in Herbalife, a new member in Herbalife system, from starting the application to becoming supervisor, that time is speeding up. So we create supervisors faster and faster. And also what we see is the average consumption is getting higher. And so this is just, to show you a few of the results we have seen so far. And it changes all the time. New people, a lot of things are happening. We have a lot of captains, a lot of organization who are doing the marathon. So, but you can also see now that we have the first active supervisors coming, active world team. We have a few people who are very close in there, get team qualification, and things are starting really to happen. And this takes a year, right? So this is just to prove to you that it will take time, but it is worth it. So let's talk about creating referrals, creating the momentum.
Exactly, because to create referrals is actually the thing that will make it going, and we build the royalty from the referral, right? But it's all about the culture. And what we start to see now is that we have developed a culture where it's normal to bring people, because before it was not normal to bring a friend or bring your husband or your family. But now we have developed a culture through the marathon that is normal to bring people. So we do a lot of recognition for people when they bring people. We talk about in the Facebook Live in the marathon. So we talk about how normal it is, and we make people in the comments to text who they have bring into the marathon, so everybody can see it's normal to bring people. And also in the teams that they can see, we always tell them when we start a new lab who has bring who, so they see it's normal that you bring new people. But it's a culture thing that is normal, so they feel that it's like not normal to be there alone. They have to bring somebody. So it's the language, it's the way we are speaking this, the way we are talking about the excitement about the marathon and how exciting it is to do it with somebody that you know, and so on. So it's a culture thing, it's the language, and then there's the value that we bring into the marathon, because there's actually a lot of value in the marathon. What we are bringing into the marathon, if you look at the market, it's actually quite unique. You don't see anything like the marathon out there. You don't see anything like it, because what we are doing is actually quite exciting, right? With all the things in the small teams, in the life, in everything you do with the marathon is actually quite amazing. So the value is quite high. And we develop some communities, and it's amazing because people want to be part of some positive communities. And it's what we develop with the marathon is some communities that's positive, that people want to join and want to be around. And then we had put it into some structure. And that's why the new people in the marathon also can bring in referrals, because we have a structure on how we do it. When do you say what? When do you promote what? And we always have a live in each lab about the more you bring, the more value you get. So it's normal to bring people. So the structure around it makes it easy for everybody to duplicate. And that's the big thing about the referrals, that we have made it duplicatable to do that. So, and we educate our customers to tell about the marathon, because you know, if we don't tell the customers, the players, how to talk about the results and the marathon, they will say to a friend, yeah, I started on some powder, I go on a scale every day and I use 200 to 300 euros, do you want to join? Hey, nobody wants to join because it doesn't excite them, right? So we educate our customers to tell the story powerful, to tell the results with the product and why they are excited about the marathon. And then they connect the friends and family with us. And we know how to promote it. We know how to say it. So they want to join. So it's about the education about it. So what's in it for me? It's always about that. What's in it for me?
And by the way, just before you say this, we know there's differences in markets, right? There's differences. So if you're not sure about it, now we're going to tell you what we do in Denmark, because we have the permission to do this by NPC. So we're going to show it for you. And maybe some of the countries has different regulations. So you should contact your NPC corporate representative if you don't know what to do, right?
Exactly, so, And just to say before I show, we don't have the PCX in Denmark. No. And I know a lot of you looking on this Zoom, you have the PCX in your country, but we don't have the PCX in Denmark. So we don't have the in the middle between thing they can do.
PCX preferred customer.
Preferred customer, yes. Yeah. So we always talked about it's fun to be in the marathon and it's fun to be it with a friend or do it with a friend. Who do you want to bring in to join you? So again, it's the language, is how we talk about it. And then we recognize people when they bring in people by every platform we can. We recognize them, but we also give them a gift card and 10% if they bring 1 referrals. And if they bring 2 referrals, we invite them to a Herbalife opportunity meeting so they can hear about the opportunity. They can hear about how they can get a bigger discount on the product. So it's actually like the flow we are doing it in. So 1, in the marathon, they can have a gift card. 2, that we invite them especially to the HOM. So this is our mindset. This is our philosophy. So when people are hearing about the Herbalife opportunity, they from the start have 2 customers actually. And that's smart because then they can see they actually can earn money from day 1. And it's key because if people earning money, if people think it's fun, they want to join and they want to stay in business. So
and a game changer for us, yes, exactly. And a game changer for us has been that people qualify for these benefits. This is also for they qualify. We don't give it out for free. You can just become a member or distributor. They need to earn it. So it's valuable, it gives meaning, and they bring referrals. It's part of the process, part of the game, part of the culture.
Exactly, yes.
So the biggest wins for us with Marathon, there's a lot of wins, and we just put down a few of those. It's easy to create value. It's very easy to create value, but it's also easy to create referrals. It's easy to create those referrals because of the value, because of the community, and because of the language. That's why it's easy to duplicate it. This is a key thing in network marketing, that you make it so simple, so easy to do, that everybody can do the same as you. And this is one of the biggest challenges in the past, because we're so good at everything, but it's very hard to duplicate like skills, like 110% skills. But if you do this in a community together, it's much easier to understand that I can do this too. I can be part of the team. There's a complete clear path to create active supervisors through players, assistant captains, and captains. And Marathon you can do everywhere. We decided to move to Spain because we love Spain and we love the weather, and it's perfect fit for us. We can do the marathon, develop our organization, develop our future royalties with the marathon because it's flexible in time and flexible in geography. So what's in the future? What's in the future of Herbalife? We all heard this. We all heard that in the future, Herbalife will become a $20 billion company. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's only a matter of when and who is going to do that. This is also one thing that's very important. So one of the first meetings I went to, I heard the vision for Herbalife at that time, 21 years ago. It was not like it is today. So they promoted $5 billion. And I said, wow, this sounds amazing. And from stage, it was said this sentence: these 5 million, now it's 20 billion. It will happen. It will happen with you guys or without you. No matter what, it will happen. So I thought to myself, then I better do this. I better be on board because I don't want to miss this opportunity. And in the future, Herbalife will reach $20 billion. Maybe already in a few years, maybe in 10 years. We don't know, but it's going to happen. It's only a matter at what time it will happen, but also who is going to do this. And that means, of course, when you do $20 billion in sales, of course, there will be hundreds of thousands of marathon teams. That makes sense because marathon is one of the big strategies in Herbalife these days. Big strategies. So a lot of focus, a lot of training, a lot of content, a lot of support in building marathons. So this will be huge. So our suggestion for you guys is that you decide how many teams will you want to build in the future? How many teams do you want? And when do you want it? Because, you can do the math, you can do the calculation. It's all about where you want to go and then create those marathon teams to make that happen. So for us in the future, we see in the near future 500 marathon teams. This is the goal for us every day. This is what we focus. We can see that. Maybe not the next 6 months, but maybe in a year, maybe 1.5 years, we don't know. But by creating 500 marathon teams, what will happen is that we will easily qualify new diamonds. We will easily qualify 20 and 30K and maybe also more than that. So key message from us to you guys is that you should use this marathon opportunity to decide where you want to go in the future. And also maybe put some timeframes on when you want to be there. No matter if you are a world team on this call and you want to go for the GET team, then put a date in the calendar. Say, okay, to be ordered to qualify for the GET team, I need maybe 15 teams, maybe 20 teams, right? Depending on your average production in your teams. So you want to go to middle team, maybe you need 60 teams, 50 teams, maybe you need 80 teams. You need to know the averages of your team. If you're not sure about your averages, contact your tap team, your nearest tap team leader, or go to BizWorks yourself and find out the numbers so you know more or less how much volume per team. Then you can calculate how many teams you want. So this is quite simple. And as me said, make it simple, make it fun, create an amazing community. So this was the beginning of this amazing Marathon Academy. So what we're going to do now, we're going to recognize top 20 captains in this region. And oh my God, you are on fire, guys. So let's look into the top 20 captains with the most teams and minimum 8K production themselves. So let's put on some music and see the top 20 captains. Massive congratulations, everybody. That was incredible. And this was, top 20 to top number 6. And please excuse us because now we're going to announce top 5. And we've been practicing these amazing names and we hope we get it right. Maybe in the future can be the announcer for the extravaganza because they do an amazing job. I don't know why how they can say these names so clear. So let's have number 5, top 5 captains in EMEA, Herbalife EMEA. It is, let's see, Javier Martinez and Ainara Sanchez. Amazing, congratulations. Number 4 from Greece. Coming. Kalouris Konstantinos and Smaragdaki Armiri. I hope I got that one right. Congratulations. I love those names. Those are some cool names. So maybe you can pronounce the next top number 3. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you practiced?
Yes.
All right, let's get number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
From Denmark, Nikolai and Mia Marker.
That was easy.
That was an easy
you
one.
can do that one. All right, next one is from Ukraine. Ukraine, they are on fire. Oh my God, that is amazing. Wow, they do a great business.
Wow.
So from Ukraine, it's coming. Olenia Anatoly Konichuk. Amazing. And number one June production from Italia. Italy. Give it up for Andrea Caponi and Irene Benisi. Amazing. Wow. Well done. So congratulations, you are top people, really leaders. Congratulations on being top 20. And now, guys, we hope you're ready, because the next section is just mind-blowing. This lady, an amazing lady, we have known her for a lot of years, and she's so kind, so sweet, and so dynamic. And you know, she's just like, you know, attracting so many amazing people into her business and into their lives. So please, guys, be ready with your notes, books, and pens and everything, because the next section is with our special guests, 40K President's Team member from UK, Sarah Green.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the introduction, Mihi and Nikolai. And yes, I am Sarah Green. I am President's Team member 40K from the UK, been with Herbalife for an amazing 11, almost 12 years. And it is my absolute pleasure to take you through an incredible section where we talk all things marathons. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on me just before we get started. I think it always helps for people to understand how someone is, where they come from, and how they ended up in this incredible company. So as you can see from my pictures, I was a very young mum. I fell pregnant with my first daughter at the age of 16. She's 22 years old now. And so you can do the math. I'm almost 40. And I was a very introverted person. I was not confident. I'd had all of my babies pretty young, got married very young. My husband was a super confident, extroverted guy, and I was your very typical stay-at-home young mum. But 12 years ago, we were introduced to this amazing company through my husband's best friend. He was best man at our wedding, and he had started to use the products. And at that time, he came to stay with us. You can see in the top left, we lived in a very small underground little basement flat. And he had come to stay with us, and he was raving about how amazing he was feeling using Herbalife products, how he had had a body transformation. We could see his results, but more than anything, he was talking about his energy. And at that time, I was working a full-time job in property. I had the 3 young kids. I was on my own a lot because my husband was in the armed forces. And one thing I lacked hugely was energy. And I thought, you know, although I don't really like the idea of shakes, I was a little bit skeptical. I was in desperate need of energy. So I decided to give them a try, and I never looked back. The products absolutely made me feel more amazing than I'd ever think I'd felt in my life. I had more energy than I've ever experienced. My body completely started to change, and we fell in love with the products. We fell in love with the company, and it has gone on to make such a huge impact to the people around us, not only ourselves and our children, but our extended family. We built an amazing team of incredible people around the world, and it really did start from our love and passion for these products. You know, as I said, I'm nearly 40 years old now. I'm in the shape of my life, and there is nothing that I have more to owe that to than the Herbalife products. And we built our business very much on passion and excitement, and a lot of what we did was, you know, very personality driven. And we managed to get to the president's team. We got to the millionaire team in 11 months since of joining the company part-time, and then the president's team within 3 years. And we've had an amazing journey, an amazing experience throughout our journey, and learned so much. And one thing I've learned more than anything, more than ever over the past couple of years, is the need for structure. And it's one thing that we've we've tried and we've struggled to achieve, where we have that real element of clarity from the moment that somebody joins as a customer. We know how to get them to the results, but how do we move them through the marketing plan in a simple, easy, duplicatable way? And that's why I decided to take a look at marathons around about 7 months ago. And I absolutely love the structure, the clarity, the confidence of how you can actually talk to somebody in their language, which is what I'm going to be talking to you a lot about today. And it's a constant gamification for me is the key thing when it comes to Herbalife. A lot of people, Leon spoke about it in his training, and it's so true. If you mention the word business to people, or you mention the word, growing an income or a part-time this, or people are often, number one, already overworked. They're so busy. Number two, they're not just through work, but their time is so poor. People's time is just so limited these days because we lead such busy lives. The thought of taking on another responsibility is just so daunting. So people will often say no to something when it comes to business or income potential or opportunity, but they always love to be involved in something where they can potentially make discounts and feel better in the process. So let's get straight into it, talking about the marathons. So our number one job in Herbalife, not just in the marathon method of working, but our number one job description in Herbalife is to fill the funnel. Now, I've been using these products and filling that funnel for 12 years. Most people that I started talking to about Herbalife 12 years ago, they're my friends, my family, but very quickly after 6 months to a year, most of them knew what I was doing with Herbalife. I'd spoken to many of them about it. So how do we fill that funnel? Where do we find people? Well, in today's society, we have an amazing abundance of ways. With online, your phone is in your hand. You can build this, incredible business from anywhere in the world, which is why I love the marathon so much. But also, you can't, get away from old school basics of offline. So I'm going to talk a little bit about offline and online players, customers, people that want to use our products to feel amazing. Never get bogged down with the terminology. I remember when I started to look at the marathon thinking, I don't know what all these things mean, like players and captains and assists. All of this language was so new to me. So take it right back, strip it right back. They're just customers. They're just people that are looking to use the products, consumers. You are one. I am one. We are all Herbalife customers. We're all consumers of the products. And that is what we're looking for, okay? The reason we like to call it players, and the amazing way that it's been, the term's been used as players, is because it makes it fun. If it's a player of a game is fun. So instead of you thinking, I need, these customers that I'm going to be looking after, you're just now you flick the switch in your mind to the psychology of, I'm just looking for people that want to take part in this game of feeling better, looking amazing, improving their health. So that's the reason for the word player. So where do we find these people? Offline, not using our phones. We're not into technology. We don't like phones. Let's just pretend that's where we are, okay? You can go old school, guys. You can make a list. When did you last make a list of your acquaintances, people that you know, people that you haven't seen for a while, people that you went to school with, people that you worked with, people that you're in the gym with? When did you last make a list of those people? Probably, I'm guessing, a very long time ago. Because we have access to these things, we tend to just let everything rely upon our list on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. We don't even bother to have a pen and paper where we have a list anymore. But if you are someone that wants to go back to basics, or feel like you're missing an element of having some in-person exposure to people, you want to be around people, you're sick of relying on technology and online, you are able to do this very, very easily. Make the list of people. I guarantee you know so many more people than the last time you wrote this list. People that you met in hairdressers, people that you met at restaurants, in cafes, at groups, at the gym, people that you know, friends of people that you met at a concert, people that you met for coffee, all these people that you will have met over since the last time you made your list, or maybe you've never made a list. Now is the time, okay? Face to face, you still have access to many of the other methods of working that other models do in Herbalife. For example, If you were somebody that ran a nutrition club, for example, a lot of these guys rely on going out, flyering, offering free wellness evaluations to their nutrition club. You have the same tools in your hand. Just because you don't have a physical location, there is nothing to stop you having a physical way of working. Get out into your communities. You can do surveys. You can offer people information on booking in for a chat or your health marathon, or would you be interested in our 10-day focus group, whatever you want to call it, okay? So there's nothing to stop you using physical business methods that sometimes people prefer. It's also a really great way when you have something physical on you. If you're having a discussion with somebody, as I said, in a coffee shop, in a restaurant, with a group of friends, in the hairdressers, having your nails done, you're in the garage, wherever you are, if you have something physical, it's quite a nice way to say, let me give you one of them. I'll write my number on it if you've already got your number on it. It's a great way to exchange details with somebody if you've got something on you. So I would recommend that even if you are more of an online person, okay? Wearing your badge is your open for business sign, okay? I was always taught by my mentor, my upline, David Bevan and Jane Clark, you are your shop window. And if you have your badge on, you are constantly open for business. Okay. So there's never, ever a moment that you shouldn't or won't or couldn't need to be having your badge on to get you into those conversations that you may not be getting into online. And of course, referrals. This is the thing I love about the health marathon. I have never experienced referrals in my 12 years like it. And there's a couple of reasons I think for that. But number one is the amazing results and support people are getting in these small groups. Number two, there is a constant structure for people to feel like, oh, the next lap I could invite somebody to, rather than, the challenges you might do or the just a traditional business. There's something to invite somebody to, and for you to prompt them to invite somebody to like their sister, their brother, on a continual basis. Okay, so you constantly have that second, third, fourth, fifth bite of the cherry to ask somebody for who do you know, that the winning line, who do you know? Okay, so referrals. So that's a little bit of offline. Let's now move on to online. Now, many of us, I am an online girl. I love to work offline as well. A lot of my people I speak to face, wherever I am, you best believe it, we're talking about something that I've got going on, and most of the time now it's the health marathon. And I'm going to tell you how I get that into conversation offline very quickly is by, if I'm in the hairdressers, or if I'm, in a supermarket, or I'm bumped into someone and I'm having coffee, or we meet for a coffee day or whatever, I go to the gym and somebody says, how are you? The first thing I say is, amazing. How are you? I'm amazing. I'm just so busy at the moment. We have got the most amazing 10-day health marathon going on. It's a focus group. Everybody's getting the best results. It's just incredible. You should take a look at it. You'd love it. And that's how I start. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's these groups that we've got. Everyone is in there and motivating each other, supporting each other, really cheerleading for everybody. And that's how I get it into conversation with somebody on an offline basis. Okay. But let's look at online now. So as I said, I've been using the products for 12 years. A lot of people know Sarah does Herbalife. Okay, there's not too much, if you go onto my Instagram profile, my Facebook, you see me in person, I'm doing Herbalife. Okay, there's no doubt about it. So how do I keep it fresh? Well, when we are in network marketing, which is what we are, we have to understand there's an element of networking involved. And I love online for networking because it is such an easy way for us to be able to expand our network. Okay, so let me give you an example of that. I love to cook, and I love my dog as a cockapoo, and I love to train, and I love women's empowerment, and I have a few things that I love in my life. Okay, and I like makeup and jewelry and whatever. So I tend to connect with people that like the same things as me. How do I do that? Well, it would be either with people that I can see on my Instagram. I think, oh, they look nice. I like what they're wearing or whatever. Or could be friends of friends. Or if it's on Facebook, it could be groups for cockapoos, things that I've got in common. Okay. Because the truth be told, I really want to work with people that are like me. I like to work with people that are like me, or that we have a connection with, because, I'm not going to say that I would never help anybody that isn't somebody that I connect with, but I would tend to outwardly connect with somebody who is more like me. So if you imagine like you have people everywhere are like avatars, and you want to connect with avatars like you, I wouldn't necessarily connect with male avatar who's in his 50s and loves football. That's not my avatar, you know. I would help him, of course, if it was a husband of somebody, and it always works out like that. But in general, I'm looking to connect and expand my network with people who are like me, that we've got something in common, because it makes the process of building rapport much easier when you can say, hey girl, I love your profile, you look amazing, where did you get that bikini, whatever, you know. Guys, you can do the same, by the way, whatever your thing. I love your, you know, your bike, or where do you go golfing, or whatever. But connect with people that are like you. It makes it so much easier. Okay, but having a consistent process where you do that every single week. So on a Monday, I have it in my diary, connect, and that means I go onto my Instagram or Facebook and I will add a few more connections, and guess what? They will add me back, and then I will start to like their, over the course of a week or so, I'll like their pictures. You look amazing, how are you? And I'll build a rapport. Okay, I don't just add, excuse me, would you be interested in my 10-day health marathon? Doesn't work like that. Okay, so I'm looking at this continual system of bringing people into my network. So people that were cold are now warm, we become friends, we become connections, and it makes it much easier to have those conversations. Okay, liking, engaging, making sure you're being authentic. If you see somebody's posting about their children and it's their birthday, happy birthday, babe, whatever, really start to build a friendship. I have always say to my team and to people, I feel in Herbalife, we're very much like friend collectors. Okay, and the more friends you collect, the luckier you get. And it's not just because you're going to bring them into your health marathon or they're going to join your business, but the more people that you have great connections with in life, the better your life is going to be. So it's a win-win situation, you know. So that's the way to expand your network online, using your promotional videos. So I actually promote the health marathon, and I keep my material varied, but I don't just promote the health marathon. I am consistently, and again, this is part of my structure, promoting results. Okay, for me, you can promote amazing things via flyers and show people the grids and show people the weight, but people like to see results. Okay, whether that be my results or somebody in a lapse results, whoever's results, and testimonials. And I make sure that I am consistently promoting that. I don't wait until the end of the 10-day lap and then start promoting, oh, join the health marathon that starts in 3 or 4 days' time. No, you're going to constantly be on the back foot. You need to make sure that you are promoting results, whether that be so-and-so has lost this weight or sleeping better. Ask your people, girls, guys, people in the team, could you just give me a feel? Like I do, for example, a Feel Good Friday. The first Friday of the lap, I'm like, hey guys, right, we're on Friday, we're 5 days in, it is Feel Good Friday. Now you're only halfway through the process, but how are you feeling already? Give me your wins. Come on, tell me your wins. And they're like, I'm sleeping better, I'm this, I'm that. And I grab those, I snapshot them with a picture, I use it on my social media, tag them. There's so many things that you can do to share these results, but results is the name of the game. Okay, people buy results, people are inspired by results, people are not inspired by a blank flyer saying this and this. Okay, so use the results. Okay, be authentic, be honest, use your voice, be you. You don't have to be like me, you don't have to be like your upline, you don't have to be like the person that you're looking at thinking, why are they so good? Just be you. Okay, and use other people's stories, and don't be afraid to ask. Do not be afraid to ask your players, your customers, the people that you're working with, for testimonials, for videos, for snippets of writing, whatever, and be authentic with that process, because people love to see results. Okay, I've already come onto it. Success. These are some of the testimonials that we use, and like testimonial there on the bottom right hand corner, that is Judith. She didn't want to record me a video and she didn't want to send a picture, so she wrote a little thing for me. And then Lisa on the left, she has had the best results ever, and she was happy for me to share her pictures. So there's so many things you can do to start to actually promote success, but this is something that I cannot stress enough. This is what people want to see, and you have access to these, but only when you ask. Top tip, get your people to take pictures right at the beginning of their journey. Make it part of their onboarding process. Day one, how are you? How's your smoothie? Blah, blah, blah. Individual voice notes or message. Don't forget, send me a picture of you face on and side view. We're going to track this as we go along. Be strong in posture on that. Even if you don't share it, I promise you, your person, your player, your customer is going to be so grateful in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 months time that you actually ask them to share those photos, because they are going to be the thing that they're actually going to be able to look back on and track their progress. But also they're going to give you the ability to share their results and tap into their circle of influence and actually help them transition into becoming a member. But we'll talk about that later on. Okay. So these are some of the success results that we share. You can do it on a Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Feel Good Friday. Make it part of your structure so that you're not randomly sharing bits and pieces here, there, and everywhere. You actually have something within that 10-day process that, you know, every Friday or every Wednesday, you start to share people's results. But most importantly, when you share it, make sure you follow up. There is no point posting something on your Instagram or on your story or tagging the person and leaving it and not doing the work. The work begins when you've posted it, and then you have to follow up the likes. Hey, thank you so much for liking Rebecca's post or the testimonials. Just to let you know, we've got a brand new lap starting soon. If you wanted more information, let me know. And then whatever your process is. For me, I get people onto a call. We have a little an evaluation of where they're at, what they're looking for, and then I get them on a plan. But for you, it could be send them a video, whatever it is, okay? But constantly you're looking at those likes, following up. Follow up equals fortune. Do not post something like this and then leave it. And also, when you are posting things like results like this, especially on your Instagram, make sure you have a go-to. So make sure if you're posting a result, you put something like a poll with it. Would you like results like this? Or tap the sticker for more information. Give people something that they can click or easily comment, because some people feel really nervous at it. Oh, that looks good, but I don't really want to message Sarah. Whereas if I put a little sticker that they can tap or a little poll they can vote on, it makes it much easier for them to make the bridge and make contact, and also for me to be able to follow up. Okay, so always give them an action so that they can contact you much easier. Make things easy for people. Okay. Create excitement. So something that I decided to do a little while ago, mostly because I was onboarding new people. My goal is not to wait and onboard everybody the beginning of the lap, get everybody started and then leave it for 10 days. And then at the end of the next lap, start onboarding. That is the worst mistake you can make, okay? Because then you're panicking. You've got new teams to set up. You've got new people to try and get on calls or get on products before the next lap. It is carnage. Okay. You do not want to do that. Plus, your goal, remember, is to fill that funnel. And that is not something you do every 10 days. That's something that you should be doing every day. If you're part-time, you might want to spend an hour a day. If you're full-time, you might want to spend 5 hours a day. Whatever your hours that you have to spare are, this is a daily activity thing. So I have been bringing in, and I always have, but really even more so, is I'm bringing people in daily. So what do I do with these people? Well, the lap started, the teams are filled. You're probably thinking, what are you doing with these people? So I personally created a little Telegram group called the Waiting Room. And the Marathon Waiting Room for me is somewhere where I can start to every time, every day after the lap has started, I can add these people into the waiting room whilst they're waiting to join the next lap. In that group, I post a little welcome video saying, hey, just a little video in here to say massive welcome to the group. The next lap starts on whatever the date is. I'm still going to be putting inspiration in this group to get you started in the swing of it, ready for the next lap, where we can connect you to your personal wellness tracker bot, where we can track your weight and your habits. But in the meantime, these are some of the things that you're going to start to get, notice how to, to track. So, make sure you're drinking water, and I will just start to coach them naturally. But what that does is it actually gives me a really good visible indication of how many people I'm bringing in between laps. If I have no people in my waiting room when the next lap is due, I am not doing my job, okay? Because we know that if we go from one lap to the next lap with nobody in that waiting room, that means there's no new players. That is not good, guys. We want to be making sure that we are bringing new people in. So it's a really good point for me if I'm looking at, I don't know, the first Friday of the lap, and I'm thinking, oh no, I've only got one person in the waiting room. I need to start really inviting and actually, because we're busy, life's busy, guys, especially when you're busy posting in your Telegram, you're posting your snacks, you're posting what you've had for dinner, you're congratulating people, you're posting their weights. It's so easy. This is the one thing I will say with a marathon. It is so easy to forget your job description. Okay. It is so easy to say, I've been really busy today. And you have. doing things that's not going to grow your business. Okay. You're, as Leon would say, entertaining customers. And yes, it's important to bring value, but is it going to take you to the next level? Absolutely not. So make sure that you are doing your job description, filling that funnel. And if you find that you want to make it more visible, then set up a little empty group called the waiting room. Pop a little welcome video in there, and you can start to, you can even upload your meal plan in there, give them the same value, but just it's more for you. And it also stops these people feeling like, oh, well, where am I? I'm just being left. They're in there. They know they're in the waiting room ready for the next lap. It sort of gives a bit of a fear of loss. You can also promote this on your social media. We're now accepting people into our waiting room for the next lap on the whatever, and start to look at those numbers. And when you start to see that there's nobody in there, you start to think, uh-oh, I need to do my job. Okay, so just a little tip from me. If you want to have a bit more of a gauge of where you're at, set up a waiting room in between laps. Okay. So here you go, build the waiting room. It's the subs bench. It's an onboarding process. I've just told you all of it, okay? But these are this is like the chat that's going on. I'm just waiting for my delivery. Everybody's getting excited, ready for the next lap, okay? And also, whilst people are in there, you have the ability to fold time. So instead of like Tammy, for example, waiting on her own to join the lap, you can say, Tammy, we've got 7 days to go before the next lap. Do you know anyone that would love to do it with you? And we can join you both together. Now you have an opportunity to ask for referrals before Tammy's even got into the lap. And this is where the magic happens, okay? So utilize this. It's an absolute game changer, okay? So we talk about referrals, and we often talk about referrals from a place of what's in it for us, but we need to start talking in a language of what is in it for them. Okay, what is in it for them? And I learned this a little while ago. I have been trying to crack the referral nut for 12 years. Tried different incentives, different ways of wording things, different initiatives, different gifts, yada, yada. I've tried loads of things, okay? And one thing that somebody said to me, a friend of mine that's actually on the S&P in the UK, she said to me, but what's in it for them? And it really made me think, okay, so we need to make sure whenever we come at anything, we're asking ourselves, what's in it for them? Okay. So within the 10 days, you need to make sure that you are having conversations with all of the people that are taking part in the health marathon, your players, your clients, whatever you want to call them, with their language. Okay. So often we're like, I want you to be assistant captain. I want you to, well, how about doing this? You'd be really good at this. And you could be getting this amount of the points and blah, blah, blah. This language is very foreign to people sometimes. Okay. And it's very easy for them to disengage because they don't understand what you're talking about. Volume points, captains, and all this stuff. Okay. So let's make sure that we make it exciting and inviting for them. What do normal people on the outside world, not in Herbalife, understand? They understand discount and they understand cash rewards. Okay, that's what they understand. So make sure that you have some kind of tool, whether it be a video recording, a little presentation, a conversation that you're going to have with each of your players to explain to them the benefits of them bringing people in, i.e. referrals, even the word referrals, guys. Change it, simplify it. Who do you know? Do you know anyone? Friends, family. Take out the language and the jargon that herbalizes people into making them think, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to do anything. Do you know anyone that would love to do this with you and feel amazing with you? Would you like to get 50% discount off your products? Would you like some cash rewards? Now you're talking human language, okay? This is universal language. Discount, profits, friends and family, okay? So things to be mindful of that we can often forget when we're in Herbalife for a long period of time, okay? So what's in it for them? This is how I would, so what's in it for us is volume, okay? So, and this is another big one, okay? You need to be real with yourself when it comes to your teams. If you've got teams and each person, the volume of a team is something like, I don't know, 500, 600 volume points, that's not the volume that you want per team, okay? And you need to be strong in your posture. Your time is valuable, okay? And these products are incredible. Do not sell yourself or these products or this company short by allowing people to join just so you can fill up a team. It means nothing, guys. You want to make sure that the people are on the right products using a basic minimum plan. Anybody that wants to join my plan is on a minimum minimum plan. And a minimum plan, and I tell them it's a minimum plan, psychology, our minimum plan is shake, tea, aloe, PDM. That is the basic plan. If you want to come in at a basic level, that's absolutely fine. We can build on top of it. Do you see, if I said, or we put you on a basic plan, which is shake and PDM, and then we add, now I know all countries are different and there's different, pricing and all of that sort of stuff, but you need to have a minimum that you feel good about and make sure it's enough that is going to get someone, number one, the best results, the greatest results. And number two, that is going to give you the right volume within your team for your time. Okay. So don't make it, oh, you can join, you can just be on a Formula One you need a basic plan, and there needs to be a baseline for that, and be clear on that, and be sure on it, and be strong in posture on it. Okay. So for me, all of my clients are on a minimum of shake, tea, aloe, PDM. So this is what the volume looks like. It's like, per person, you're talking, whatever. This is what volume looks like. So if I was talking to somebody, I would say to, and I'm talking to a customer, instead of their volume being, I don't know, 75 to 100 volume points, it could be 202 up to 250, but that's not their language. They don't understand that. Okay. And they don't also understand what assistant captain means. They don't understand. I can explain it to them, but they don't understand volume points either. Okay. So this is what volume does look like. Okay. So if they've got 2 referrals and they're using the products, you should be aiming for around 200 to 250 points minimum. Okay. I know there's many countries which are absolutely smash that when it comes to volume, but that's a minimum for me. Okay. So this is what it looks like. You book them in for a chat, you get on a call, whatever, and those two become clients in the game. They become players in the game. Could be the mum and the boyfriend, and now we're talking between 600 to 750 volume points. Okay. That's exciting. So just to clarify on that, that's because we know that you'll have 2 laps per month. Yeah. So if you split that for 2 laps, this is in a month. Yeah. Now let's look at these volume points. 600 to 750 volume points for 3 players. This is what I'm telling the person. I'm not telling them this. I'm not saying you'd be doing 650 volume points if you were all on the plan and you've got to. I just say, look, who do you know? If you had 2 friends that were playing this game with you, you'd be on 35% discount on your products. That's the language I'm talking to them, okay? Because that's the language they understand. That's the benefit to them. And now they're excited. So who do we know? Let me have a chat with them. Let's get them on the products. Let's get them feeling amazing. It's so cool when you do it together. Everything exciting. La, 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 la. Yeah. Be excited for them and tell them what's in it for them. They're going to get 35% discount. Who doesn't want 35%? Well, the only people that don't want 35% are the people who want the 50%. Okay. So now this is where it gets even more exciting, but we don't want to overwhelm people, but we do want to tell them. And by the way, with these people that you bring in, we're going to repeat the process. So this is going to turn in from to this. Yeah, quite easily. If you've got these that bring their own couple of referrals, this is what happens. And you've got another one in the process. So 2 months in, we could easily be filling a team of 8 people. But remember, I'm not overloading them with language about captains and things that make it, seem daunting. I'm just saying, if you bring a couple of friends, they're going to know some more people as well. We'll repeat the process. And guess what? I'm not even talking about volume. You're going to get more discount. You're not going to then be on 35. You're going to be on about 50% discount, which is going to be insane for how quickly you've moved to that, just by helping a few people that help a few people. But also you're going to be getting your products so much cheaper, but you're actually going to be getting cash rewards from the company by doing this, all for recommending a couple of people. We're going to repeat the process. They're going to recommend a couple of people. Do you see how simple I'm making that? Nothing fancy, all on the basic plan, super simple, just sharing how amazing we're feeling. And this is how you start to get people interested in wanting to progress to your assistant captain level, not because you're making them, of course, some people love the idea of being an assistant captain and they love the idea of power and, more responsibility, but most people are really busy. They don't want to feel like, I don't want to do anything else. I'm just happy being a customer. Has anyone had that? I bet you have. Okay. So for me, it's all about speaking in their language, and people want more discount. They want to make a little bit of cash back. They like to help a few people, friends and family, nothing crazy. And this is how we transition people very cleverly into being profitable supervisors just from sharing their own results. So Now we're talking income, okay? And by this point, this is when you can start to say, look, you have these people, we're going to pop you all into your own. Again, it doesn't need to be daunting. It doesn't need to be, right, you're going to now be a junior captain and You can start to talk to people in their language like that if you feel they're ready for it. But if you don't, you can say, okay, you've got so many of you now. We're filling up a whole group, a whole team of you. We're going to pop you in a separate group. I'm going to be in there with you to help you. But you've got all these things going on. So you're just going to take over a little bit and do a little bit. Just see the ease, the transition. It's nothing crazy. It's just easing them in, and then we're going to repeat the process, and before you know it, they're a full captain, moving on to super captain, running teams and earning a lovely juicy £500 to £1,000 a month just for sharing the results with a few people. Okay, so this is where it gets exciting, but you have to begin with the end in mind. If you think that somebody is just a little customer player in your team, and every lap you're going around and you're just posting in your group, you're sharing your snacks and your protein chips and your smoothies, and you're not thinking of the long game, you're not asking the questions about who do they know, you're not exposing them to the 35 and 50% discount conversations and all those things, you are missing a trick. You have to see every single person that is coming in as the potential to be what everybody wants to be, which is a profitable supervisor in the Herbalife game. You know, the reason I love the marathon is because it's a game within a game. Herbalife is, for me, is just a game. It's always been a game. And when you treat it that way, it becomes fun. So it's really about how, you know, draw these people out, have these people in your, you know, your grids, and have little 3 boxes underneath them. Right. What we want to do is fill up your 3 names, because that's going to get you to the 35%. Having these conversations on a consistent basis is really going to help get you that ultimate assistant captain, which is what we're all looking for, and then the progression very quickly into the captains. But the most important thing, which I cannot tell you about enough, is filling the funnel on the front end. Not everybody is going to take that process. Not everybody is going to give you the referrals. But if you are bringing enough people in on the front end, supporting them through the structure, giving them the value and exposing them to all of the stuff I'm talking about, you will get the people that will raise their hand and that will progress on through. Okay, so just don't go round and round the merry-go-round with the same people, with the same volume, doing the same thing and expect to grow, because it's not going to happen. You have to be bringing in the new. Okay, and ultimately we want happy customers, but we want profitable supervisors and growing royalties, and that is the name of the game. So these are the levels: the player to assistant captain to a team, 2 players, and then of course the 8 players for captain. But ultimately, really, we want to be pushing that onto the full captain, which is the 2 teams. Now, you might be someone that's been doing marathons for, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, and think, well, I've had one team forever and I'm a captain. I've been doing this for years. Okay, let me tell you, now is the time to stretch. It is so simple when you look at the way that I've explained it. If you draw out yourself a little grid and you say, today I make a decision that I am going to fill up a new team of brand new people. I've given you the examples of where to find them offline. I've given you the examples of how to find them online. It's time to step out of your comfort zone and go share these amazing products with more people. Can you imagine if somebody, the person that introduced you to Herbalife, was too scared to mention the fact that you had a challenge or a marathon or a, you know, whatever you got introduced to? If they never asked you, would you thank them? Of course you wouldn't. You would be so sad that you were never exposed to these products and this opportunity. So always think about being somebody's hero, because that's how I feel today. I do this business, you know, I've currently got 11 teams right now. You know, guys, I'm a 40K president's team member. I don't do this like not desperately needing money. I do it because I feel like I want to be somebody's hero. That was my hero all those years ago, because you just never know whose life you have the potential to change with these products, with this community, and with this opportunity. So it's time to get out of the comfort zone and really go and make a difference. So just to show you some of the volumes, what you should be looking at and aiming at, and this is where you can give people tangible numbers. Okay, so you know, if you're just somebody that is, you've got 1 player and you've got 2 laps a month, and the average volume is £100 per plan, which is what it is for the Shake Yellow PDM. I know from one person that's 200 volume points, and this is why I love the marathon, because it's tangible numbers you can see. Okay, so if you're an assistant captain with 2 players, you've got somebody up to 600. And now a team should be around about 1800 volume points. And if your team is not in your personal volume and around about 1800 volume points, it's time to make a change. Either readjust and make sure you have minimum requirements on your plan, because the value we are providing people with for these marathons is insane. Do not devalue yourself or the products, or you need to start upgrading people. Have that as part of the process. Make sure on a certain day of each lap that you are talking about a new product. Film yourself talking about it rather than just using it. Use testimonials from other people that have had amazing results from whatever that product be. Keep it varied. Do a different product every lap, okay? And then you want to be aiming. So this is how you can start to see the volume grow, okay? And this is why you draw it out, make it visual, and actually look at what is going on. How much volume have I got, which I should be getting, versus what have you got actually going on, and start to make adjustments where you need to, okay? And you can see this is where the average volume is 125 per lap. But developing royalties based on that, this is where you can start to see how your progression can happen through the marketing plan, okay? So just to show you the marathon levels, if you this and income, this is an incredible pitch when it comes to somebody for the opportunity, guys. If you've got somebody that has got, you know, 2 teams, which is like, if you've got you and 8 players and you and 8 players, you're running £1,000 a month, £1,000 a month. Where do you know that anyone that could say that outside in another opportunity? I don't know. So if you're somebody that likes to talk about the business rather than just the products, and you want to pitch somebody on a business opportunity, I don't know a business opportunity better than that right now, you know? So you can get help. If you help 16 people feel amazing, and with this plan we've got, and it's fully supported, etc., you could be earning £1,000 a month. These are real numbers, guys. And of course, you can see the rest of the numbers. This is amazing when it comes to actually showing people how they can earn income through the marketing plan, especially for your current team members that have maybe not adopted it or not utilizing the plan as well as they could be. Okay, so there you go. I've said it before it even came on the screen. Make £1,000 a month working 1 hour a day from your phone. What an amazing pitch that is. Okay, would you like to be earning £1,000 a month working 1 hour a day from your phone, helping people get amazing results? I think so. Be strong on it, because we know we can show the numbers. This is what it is if you work it right and you don't keep going around the merry-go-round with the same teams. Okay, you need to be bringing in the new key points. Personal production. I'm going to say it and I'm going to leave it right there. You got the point, okay? Everything is a stepping stone, and it's not because we want people to be full captains. It's because we know the numbers on the back of it, okay? Work the numbers. They are there in black and white for you. Make sure the volume matches up. If you've got full teams and that you are producing not even 1,000 volume points, you know something's not right. People either are not using enough products, or you are not talking about enough products, or you're letting people in on too much of a minimum plan to begin with. Show people what's in it for them. Speak their language. Stop speaking in your language. Make sure you give people the opportunity. Don't just assume nobody's interested in getting more discount or having cashback rewards. In the day and society that we live in now, I don't know many people that don't want discount and cash rewards. So please don't withhold that information for them. Have it as part of your structure to inform people about what we've got going on. And finally, remember, it's a game, but it's a non-stop running game. This goes on and on and on. Be creative. If you feel like I'm just promoting the same thing over and over, get creative with the way that you do it. But ultimately, your job is the same: to bring people in, to help them feel amazing on these products, and to expose them to the most amazing business opportunity that they don't even need to know about. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you've taken something from it. And honestly, the structure that we have behind this is one of the best that I've seen in 12 years. If you work this, guys, I promise you, you have everything you need. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. I'm going to hand back to our amazing MCs. Mwah.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah, for this training. I am sure that everybody got a lot of notes. It was so simple and so easy to understand, and we just have to play the game and be more excited about what we are doing. Amazing. Thank you so much. And now we will go to hear some really interesting stories from some of the top captains in Europe right now. So we will hear from a couple and then a lady later on. So we are so excited to announce them, and you will.
Yeah, I will do the announcement. So now we're going to do some business stories from some of the top captains in this region. So please take a lot of good notes. Of course, with Sarah's training, your notebook is already full, but have another page ready because the next speakers, we have two amazing panels coming up with great and very inspirational stories. So please, guys, give it up for our Spanish friends, Ainara Sanchez and Javier Martinez.
Hello, everyone. Right. First of all, we'd like to thank the organizers of the Academy for their very kind invitation to be part of this brief panel. We hope it will provide some inspiration and some help for you to develop this strategy that we really love. We are Ainar and Javi. We're from Spain. He is an enologist. I'm a doctor. We are Millionaire team members. And we started with the Herbalife opportunity 7 years ago. And it was 4 months ago when we decided to change our business completely and to start working on marathons. Now, I'd like you to ask yourselves a series of questions, because the first thing we did was we drew inspiration from this quote. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We'd been stuck for quite a while and we needed to change, but we didn't know what. We didn't know what way to go. So ask yourselves, are you growing? Our answer was no. Ask yourselves, do you want to grow? Our answer was yes. Ask yourselves, are you improving your results, your metrics with what you're doing? Our answer was no. And finally, ask yourselves, are you willing to change, to make your business change? Our answer was yes. Last December at the FPTR in Dublin, we heard something that we had heard loads of times, but that we just hadn't taken it in. I'm saying this because you may have heard about marathons or about flows or DMOs, and you might say, oh gosh, here they go again. No, we had heard about marathons, but you see, it's not the contents you get from the event, it's that personal moment. So whatever the event you're at, whatever the strategy you're listening to, just pay attention, listen, because this could change your life and your business. It was there that we really heard about marathons and we took the decision to go for it, to really go for it. So it was in February when we changed our lives, and we want to thank the organizers. We decided to go to the Bruges Masterclass to learn, to train, to understand something as simple as marathons. Yeah, from the beginning, we understood that marathons were going to be a long-term strategy. We wanted to create a change that could consolidate. We wanted our customers, who were now then players, we wanted them to stick to the nutrition plan to get better results so that they could then be funneled into the flow that we had prepared for them in our structure. Everything we do now, whatever DMO, whatever recruitment tool we use, leads us to marathons. Marathons are now our retention and duplication structures. And that means we get distributors and supervisors so that we can start developing our organization and our royalties, which will give us long-term stability. So, as I was saying, in everything we do, we add the magical ingredient marathons for promotions, for prospections, everything. And we always convey the idea that this needs to be simple and easy. Because if people think it's simple, easy, people want to do it. And that's the key, that's the name of the game, duplication. We're not here just to make customers. So, if you are considering the possibility of starting working with marathons, give yourselves a good long time frame, at least 6 months. We realized that in order to understand this tool properly, we were told you need at least 6 months, and in order to master it, you need a year. So We knew that we may not see immediate results, but we knew that our change was going to be solid, consolidated, and we decided to stick at that strategy until it became part of our business, of our flow. So the strategy was clear: duplication and making royalties. And the key parts were that we had a structure that was easy to duplicate and that it provided a huge source of referrals. Yeah, flows. Flows are crucial. Having a flow has changed our business because we had grown before, but we didn't have clear ideas. The beauty of marathons is that with the flow, you have clarity. Your customers, who are now players, just start playing marathons and it just works. Yeah. At the Dublin FPTA, we heard two words: flow and something which is magical: clarity. When you can see the path ahead clearly, you don't get distracted. So the first thing we did was we created our marathon flow. We started with prospections and invitations, which we do through social media. We use two DMOs, social media, where we do daily calls to action, particularly by focusing on people with excellent physical results and economic results. That leads to people reaching out to us and asking us questions. And that's when we start telling them about it. Anybody who reaches out to us, whether they join a marathon or not, we put them in the Bleachers group, which is like the audience group, which is a holding channel where we promote marathons, promote results, and provide some nutrition tips. Now, if people choose to join a marathon team, we start with a simple sale. Shake and tea for 10 days, 103 euros here in Spain, and in a very simple, easy way, we get people to join a marathon without really thinking about it too much. And then we pass them on to the contents channel and we start the marathon lap. Day one, the game starts. We start the board, we send our ways, everybody is on the contents channel. The game starts. People get motivated, people have to fall in love. We really are passionate about marathons and we conveyed. Day two, through a 1-minute video, we talk about the VIP Pass, the advantages of being a Herbalife member. Day 8, through a video, a stream on Telegram, because we always work on Telegram, we do what we call a soft HOM, 8 or 10 minutes, where we talk about the VIP Pass, once again, the discounts you get, the advantages it gets, so that people get an idea of, okay, so you start at 25% and how far you can go. Day 9, through a Telegram stream, we do a launch call promoting the next marathon. Just like day 8, the HOM was just for players, the launch call is open to the Bleachers group, so it's open to the big group. We want everybody to hear about marathons, how you play, and particularly when the next lap starts. And day 10, we do the recognition gala. We end our marathon laps on Thursdays and start the next one on the Tuesday. Well, the Sunday in between, we do the recognition gala. There we have lots of recognition, fun, rounds of applause. We provide recognition for the winners, for the ones with most stars, for captains, for assistant captains, and the new ones, there they just tell their story. And finally, we also give an award to the best transformation. That is a popular vote. So that is what we do from day 1 to 10. Then 4 days break. And that is where the marathon magic kicks in. What do we do in that 4-day break? First of all, we make sure that everybody replenishes their product for the next lap. You can't be on the marathon without product, at least shake and tea. Then, the magic. You have to top up the incomplete teams. In Bruges, they said it's a referral making machine, and they were right. It's very simple. You have a team, 9 people, somebody drops out. So you start saying, hey, people, we need 9 people. I mean, I'm trying to find somebody else, but give me a hand. All of us together, we can top up the team. And that means people want to play. So they start talking to their husband, their wife, their mom, and they bring new people. So this topping up of the team is something that you really have to go for. Yes, and then with referrals, we start creating assistant captains. We need to be really good at detecting the people who are most engaged, the people who send in their results, the people who send pictures of their meals, the people who are really engaged, involved in the group. They are potential captains. So we need to develop a personal relationship with them so that they feel they can trust you and they can bring their circle of influence. And also, if they bring 2 people to referrals, that means they start being quite active in the team. They top up the team, and that provides advantages and also an economic reward, which means they could get more products and expand their plan. Also, we do a business call, and soft HOM and a business call. And we explain there the advantages of bringing their circle of influence to marathons teams. Let me tell you, we used to have distributors, supervisors even, who were just on self-consumption mode. And by playing on the marathons, they've been bringing their referrals, and they now have 3, 5, 7, 8 players. They are now about to be captains. Yeah, next step, how do we make captains? Well, as Javi said, you need to detect those people who are most engaged. Then they become assistant captains. They are ready to help. You need to show them that there is something more apart from just bringing 2 people. If they've brought 2, they can do more. You show it to them. They can have their own team. And of course, you have to provide recognition for everybody. Assistant captains, everybody needs to be recognized, and they need to realize that if they have their own team, they'll have more advantages because they can create contents in the league channel. They can have access to special training sessions every couple of weeks. They'll have access to contents before other people. They'll have a closer contact with the league owner. So you need to show them the advantages. And what's crucial, and this is what we work on, those meetings we have every 2 weeks, is that they need to understand that they have to create duplication, create assistant captains. We work a lot on that with our captains. And finally, let us show you our figures. As we said, for some time, our business had been going down, and we didn't know why. Well, by changing our methodology, our structure, we have obtained amazing results. Quite quickly, we have almost doubled our personal volume. This is something we did not expect, definitely not this quickly. And we've also noticed a growth in our royalties since we started with marathons, which was in March. That was our first marathon month. So we've been working with marathons for 4 months now, and we can see a clear upward growing trend. And that makes us terribly happy. Yeah, we hadn't seen that for a while. Yeah, and that joy is something we convey to our team. And now our team is all pulling together, and we are really happy looking at the future because our path ahead is clear. We know that marathons will bring about solid results for the future. And now we are focusing on getting back our 4,000 royalties. We want to achieve that before year end. We want to create new league owners. We want to have 2 new league owners by the end of the year. We want to have 10 captains more or less ready to fly solo. And we want to maintain our between 12 to 15 teams that we have in each lab, because from that we will get 12 to 15 new assistant captains, and they will, join the flow and on and on and on. So that's about it. Thank you so much for listening to us. As we said, we're in love with marathons. Everything you give to the marathons will give back to you in abundance. Fall in love with this tool and enjoy the journey. It will definitely be worth it. So, see you on the President team.
Wow, muy bien. Muchas gracias, Ainara, Javier. Mira, that team from Spain, that was amazing. So much detail, so much content, and so much vision for the future. So we are ready for the next amazing business story. Will you introduce that?
Yeah,
lady?
we are so ready. We go from Spain to Greenland, where we have to hear from amazing lady. And we stood here from Get Team 2.5, Gaga Lynge Larsen.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a day. I'm so excited to share my story. My name is Gaga and I come from Greenland. I've been in the business for 8 years and I got introduced to the products from someone in Australia through Instagram. So what I wanted in the beginning was just to have my protein shake after gym. I wasn't interested in changing my breakfast routine because I thought it was perfect. But then he insisted me to try it out, and that has been my breakfast ever since. I wasn't interested in the business, and now I'm helping so many people in Greenland. If you guys don't know anything about Greenland, there are only 56,000 people in Greenland, and we are doing amazing. So, yes. Our flow is very simple. Greenland is a large country, but with only 56,000 people, and it is complicated to travel from city to city because I'm not able to drive and say hello to my clients, so we have to do it online. So I live in the capital. There are 18,000 people. And when I decided to start the business, and I fell in love with the business opportunity because I'm a single mom, and I was thinking, wow, that would be amazing to be able to work from home or to be able to work from anywhere. So we are promoting the products, the results, and the business opportunity through social media, and we have a structure. Like we call it like a coach academy, but we also work offline where we invite the people we know, the circle of influence, family and friends to a shake party. And then when they get started with the products, we invite them to online HOM, which is very simple. It is only for 20 minutes where we get to hear about a lot of stories and a lot of great results. And then we introduce the fit marathons to our customers and people who are interested in Herbalife. But of course, every day we promote the fit marathons through social media. Yes, and invitations through social media, they are simple and they are personal because we want them to be inspired by the person they follow on social media. So our strategy is that we do our stories every single day. For example, on Mondays, we can talk about a new week, what's your goal? And on Tuesdays, we can talk about the breakfast. But every single day we include the fit marathons. And what we also do is live interviews. For example, a participant to fit marathon, we do a quick live video only for 10 minutes. Then we get more people who get inspired to join the fit marathons. our structure in social media is very clear, and we always say to our team members that they need to use their own personality. And why did I start the Fit Marathons? Like every other person who said on this call, I was struggling to get my royalties. I have always been very good at inviting people, but I wasn't duplicating myself. So the first time I heard about the Fit Marathons was at the FPTR in Portugal, but I didn't take it serious. But I tested it with a few team members, with a few teams, and we loved it. And this year I decided to start doing the Fit Marathons, and we started in February. And I can already see some amazing leadership growth and amazing results. And yes, our way of using the Fit Marathons is very simple. It is a follow-up tool for clients and VIP members, and it is simply to build leadership. It is simply to start duplicating myself, because I have been in the business for 8 years and my business has been up and down. And I really, really want to go to the next level, and of course, to build more leaders in the team. And for me, it is so important that to make it as simple as possible so it is easy to duplicate. If my mistake in the beginning of my journey in the business, I was overcomplicating flows, and I was changing to other flows all the times. So I got my team members to confuse. So I know that we have to be patient to build this, to build the business, to build the royalties, to build leadership with this Fit Marathon. And like me and Nikolai said, this is also a 5-year plan for me. So we start on Sundays, and we have 4 days rest, and then we do our recognition calls 1 day after we finish the lap. And there we also talk about what's going to happen next and why it is important to stay in the Fit Marathons. For example, right now, a lot of people are traveling, a lot of people are having vacations, and it is no excuse for me. Wherever in the world I am, I'm doing the Fit Marathons, and I show them how I keep my results the way they are. And let's see some highlights from the people I work with very closely. The first one is Helena. She started as a client and she got amazing and unbelievable results. She actually got introduced to the products from her sister. And after that, she started as a client. And the special thing about Helena is that she is inviting people, talking to them. She works in a child home orphanage, and her colleagues can see that how much energy she has, and that's the way she invites people. And right now she has 8 players and 1 assistant captain. Ungangwak, I have known her for years, and she's a world team member. And after she became a world team member, it was hard for her to get her 2,500. And now she is doing 5K and have 2 teams and have become a captain with 3 assistant captains. The great thing about her, or the special thing about her, that she's inviting a lot of people from her city, and then they invite people to join the Fit Marathon. For example, in her teams, there are 4 who are doing the Fit Marathons with their moms. And this girl, Dubelna, she's a single mother of 2, She always wanted to work from home like me, and she started as a customer as well and got amazing results, got great results. And Dubelna is so good at promoting on social media. She's getting people through social media by promoting, by contacting people, by being herself. And right now she has 9 players, and she will also have assistant captains in the upcoming laps. How we use our Fit Marathon is very simple. Day 0, it's registration time. They register themselves. I introduce myself. I talk to them about how our lab is going, and of course the meal plan of for the next 10 days. And the products, minimum products they order, they are just the breakfast, shake, tea, and aloe. But I always recommend the apple fiber, because I know in my country a lot of people are not eating their greens. So there are so many great fibers they will have when they include the apple fiber. And on day 1, it is very important that everyone introduce themselves. So they are waking up the group, and then who am I going to play this game with? And that's how they build their relationship. And on day 4, we do have our detox, and we talk about the fiber. And there is once a week, there is a product training. And once a week, I have 9 teams this month. And once a week, I have a 30 minutes call with every team. So we talk to ourselves, because we do not catch up. We do not really catch up offline. So we use Zoom a lot. And on day 8, I remind them that they should place their orders again. And what I do notice, when they start as a client, they usually order shake, tea, aloe, and apple fiber. And then when they have joined one lab, they start to order other products, because I also introduce other products to them as well, like, for example, hydration. And yes, as I said, it was hard for me to duplicate myself in the business, and I have been frustrated for so long. And before the Fit Marathons, there were world teams who were not collecting their 2,500 volume points. And there were so many supervisors buying for themselves only. And I always had a high personal volume, which I could not duplicate. And now world teams are waking up again. Not all of them are doing 2.5, but they start to do 2.5 again. And I am so happy and grateful that I finally have supervisors with members and clients who are recruiting. And before, it was hard for me to get referrals. So now everyone joining the Fit Marathons are starting to become referrals machines, because they love it so much. And new profitable supervisors. And thanks to Fit Marathon and inviting new people, I am also qualified for Premier League as one of the first members in Denmark. And I'm so proud of it. And I'm pretty sure one of the captains will be duplicating me very soon. So thank you so much for listening to me. And this call is just unbelievable.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gaga. You are so inspiring. It was fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we will move on to some more recognition, right?
Yep, we're going to do some more recognition after
Yes.
these amazing trainings. I hope you guys, you got a lot of great notes in your notepad, on your notebook, and it's ready to grow. So now what we're going to do is do the country recognition. So we're going to recognize all total, the countries with the most total number of captains, total teams, total players, and then to a very, very exciting part that is the average team per captain. So now it's recognition time, so take it away. Amazing. So we saw just 4 big top 20s. And you know, guys, the most important are the two. The one is the number of teams you have to be top captain of this region. And the next one is actually this average team per captain, because what you want to do, as we said in the beginning, is to develop a royalty business. So marathon is a strategy. So would you tell the top 3 countries of this region in terms of average teams per captain?
Yes, I will. And in third place, we have, let's see.
Coming up.
It's got Belgium. Congratulations, Belgium. It's a fantastic. You are number 2 country. And number 2 is Greece. Wow, amazing. And now we go to number 1 country.
Number 1 is Denmark.
Wow, it's amazing.
I love that stuff. It's amazing, all the recognition. We're doing an amazing job throughout this region. And you know, these amazing marathon academies is just next level inspiration, next level content and support to build an amazing business. So the plan is that the next Marathon Academy will be Monday, the 16th of September. So, and you know, the last 2, this has been amazing. Thank you so much to 40K Press team, Sarah Green, and to Miller team, Javier and Ayrara, and of course to get 2.5, Gaga Larsen, amazing trainings, amazing content. And the 16th of September, we will have a couple who are the main speakers to the next Marathon Academy. And, you know, your guys are in for a treat because these guys, they are so amazing. And we are so happy to call them personal friends, and they're big mentors for us, big inspiration for us. So guys, you can look forward to an amazing Marathon Academy with 15K press team from Belgium, Ilse Farnes and Patrick Metoysen, amazing people. So yeah, so put that in your notes, in your calendar, the 16th of September at 7 o'clock for a few hours. It will give you so much value and so much content. And you know, qualification is that you have 2 active teams and you have minimum 2,500 volume points. So now you can build in July and make sure that you help your assistant captains becoming captains, so they also can qualify and be part of this amazing Marathon Academy. The next thing coming up is a few weeks after, 1.5 weeks after the amazing events in Manchester, Extravaganza, and you guys, you are leaders in your country, leaders for your organization. So of course you should know the promotions, you should know about the different levels, you should know how to qualify for Premier League, for special treatment and all the stuff. But the date is very important, 27 to 29. So make sure that you bought your ticket, make sure you arranged all the details regarding travel, hotels and all the stuff. And you know, this has been amazing. It's been big and truly a big honor for us to be part of this team behind the Marathon Academy. But I cannot, you know, the most amazing woman is going to end this section. She's one of our big Herbalife heroes. She's our mentor. She's, you know, always giving so much valuable content, and she's going to do a little bit about the extravaganza. So thank you guys for listening in, and let's give it away and take it away with 40K Rudika Champions Club, Rudika Magadrai.
Hello guys, we just finished our most amazing summer spectacular here in Bucharest, and I wanted to send you a message. Did you book the trip to Manchester for the European extravaganza? With all the energy we built here is surely coming in big numbers from our country. Don't forget, we are going to have incredible content. We are going to have fabulous gifts, gifts, guests, incredible guests. We are going to have Michael O'Joseph. We are going to have Eric Warrior. We are going to have incredible training content, a lot of recognition, and the real celebration in our Herbalife style. So see you all in Manchester.